everyone, welcome back. Eva had broken the magic circle around the key beforehand, after all. By the time Battler and Ange reached it, it was falling apart like sand in an hourglass. They tried punching and kicking it to make it break faster, but nothing that did happen hastened the process. It looks like she broke it a while ago, but probably take some time before it's gone. Just a bit longer, I think, if we could just buy time for 5 minutes. Judging by the speed that magic circles were crumbling, the general appearance of the whole scene, it looked like it would be over soon. However, right now, could even 5 minutes be considered soon? They turned around. Beyond the bookshelf ravine was a universe. Even for a battler who had seen Beato's fights many times over, the battle between Lambda Delta and Burkesdell, who was so mind-defying that he couldn't think of a single word to describe it. When he finally managed to find a word, it was a universe. Each time a battle between Lambda Delta and Burkesdell unfolded, a universe was created between the pair of them. Big bangs would take place, universes would be created, galaxies beyond number would be born and erased. Then just when it seems that a big crunch had occurred, and that the universe had met its demise, there will be another big bang and another universe will be created. It was like watching gods playing. The two witches created and destroyed worlds over and over again, almost as though the two creators were fighting to prove that the universe was the right one. If you let your guard down in the slightest and just watching this would steal your soul, that's how it felt. We'll be able to get the key back any second now. It'll only be possible to go back to the Golden Land with a fragment Lambda Delta gave us, right? Go back as soon as you get the key. I can't leave Lambda Delta on her own. You're going to jump into that fight? I can't leave her on her own. Their fight may defy common sense, however, they're perfectly and evenly matched, so if anyone jumps in, even a single weak human like me, so they might break. A perfect balance maintained by two great powers can easily break by adding even a little strength to one side. However, actually rushing in there to add that little bit of strength will be literally suicidal, like a moth flying into a furnace. It might burn out before it even reaches. Once you get the key, go straight back to the Golden Land. We don't know how long they could hold out, remember? I can't go back alone, not when everyone is fighting. That's right, this is your fight, so fight. I know you regret not dying with everyone else, but you've got to overcome that feeling and live in the future. That's what you decided to do, right? Ange had no words to respond with. Her brother and everyone else would probably die, so she wanted to die in the same place at the same time as everyone else. However, that could not be allowed and she mustn't wish for it. She had already made up her mind. She had sworn to live in the future without turning back to look at everyone's deaths. When you go back to the Golden Land, show the key to Beato. Beato will show you the two doors. Then she'll give you an easy puzzle, tell you to open one of them. That's the last game on my game board. 2 doors. 1 or 2 will lead you to the future. Don't worry, I'm sure you won't choose the wrong one now. But you'll go through it. You don't turn back until the door closes. Why can't I turn back? When the door closes, you won't be able to see our fate anymore. In other words, we'll be shut inside the cat box. A fate inside the cat box has endless truths. That's right, we might have lost pathetically, or we might have made a miraculous comeback and survived. In other words, if you the witch of the future, or sit into the future without witnessing the end of our conflict, we'll still have a chance at victory. However, if you keep on looking at us, you'll see when we get annihilated. That'll put the odds of our defeat at 100%. So give us that miraculous victory. You must not turn back once you go through that door. Got it? Yeah. So I'll go and help Lambda Delta. If you go back to the Golden Land after seeing me walk off like a hero, that's how my story will end for you. The end of your battle will be sealed in the cat box, so you certainly won't lose. Exactly, so don't look back. You'll have the key soon. You gotta go back to the Golden Land. I could light the pins on it. So real quick, I have one message for you of the future. Don't forget it and engrave it into your heart. Okay. No matter what happens, live every bit in the hopes that keep you alive. All of us are always behind you. If you just believe we can even speak to you, believe it. And one thing is certain is that miracles happen when you believe it. At that moment, Lambda Delta. What did I say? Backlog. At that moment, Lambda Delta and Burkesdell were wrapped in a massive explosion. Surely one of them had delivered a powerful blow. There were no further explosions, so that strike must have decided the match. When the smoke clears, who will be left standing? The magic circle ceiling of the key still needs several minutes to dissolve. Are you still there, my beloved Lambda Delta? All that came into sight was Birkenstow. There was no answering voice of Lambda Delta. If it was a sign of her victory, it did not cause Birkenstow's expression to grow any brighter. Too bad, Lambda, and I thought we'd be able to build a universe together. It's too bad, really too bad. Birkenstow was still focusing all her nerves on the battle, so she took no notice of Battler and Ange by the key. However, she'd probably notice soon, and then there would be nowhere to run to. The last section of the magic circle was starting to fade away. However, almost crucially, the final circle went slower than the rest. Seeing that any hopes would dissolve in a minute, or maybe 25 few second dozens, were crushed absolutely. Battler readied himself. Well, this fight probably won't work out as well as the last one, but it looks like I'm up now. Chin. You're great, Ange. I'm proud that you didn't try to stop me. With tears still pouring down her face, Ange lovingly rubbed her cheek against the hand that had been patting her head. I've got to gather the kiddies again. I thought Battler would be with her, but don't see him for some reason. After all, one guy like him will be about as annoying as a pebble in my shoe. The smoke cleared completely, and I saw a huge cloud of cannabis floating around like it was Lambda Delta's corpse. A star-shaped cookie bounced off Birkenstow's head. It was the missing one of his points, giving it a lonely feeling. Lambda Delta, live with me. It will become a single universe with you inside me. Birkenstow chewed the cookie and swallowed it. This way we'll always be together. I love you, Lambda. Me too, Burn. Birkenstow's stomach suddenly swelled like a balloon. The bulge rose from her stomach to her throat, then exploded like a firework from her mouth. From Birkenstow's mouth shoots fireworks sprung next to candy. You really should fix those habits you've had since you were a cat. Here's a hint. If you find a piece of candy laying on the ground somewhere, don't pick it up and eat it. Birkenstow doubled over even more, still spitting up an exploding firework. The birth of a small universe of that sweet had hit her directly from the side of her stomach. Even Birkenstow couldn't withstand that. As Birkenstow repeatedly vomited fireworks, so violent that it seemed her guts would spill out. Her body flickered in and out of existence as she glared at Lambda Delta with a terrifying expression. Her body was flickering because she had taken so much damage that even maintaining her form was now difficult. How slovenly, Burn. Your body's falling apart. Lambda. I sort of felt like Lucy for a bit, but I changed my mind. If I became a single universe with you, you wouldn't whisper to me of your love anymore. True, I'm not the type to give food to a fish I've already caught. I know, that's why you shine so beautifully. You'll lead someone on, but never actually dote on them. Just like a proud queen of cats. I'll turn you into a cat into a cardboard and make you my scratching post. And I'll actually make you a Shemus and get bored after plucking one string. Then put you into a cupboard and let you dust pile up on you. The goat tsunami swallowed up everything, but the sea spray was still flying about. The reefs resisted the ocean that was trying to cover them and was smashing left, waves left and right. The Seven Sisters of Purgatory and the Inquisitors of Heresy specialized in close-range combat and were rapidly bullying a mountain of corpses. The witches fought hard too, but they would have preferred to fight at a distance if they could. Illusions alone wouldn't be enough. In these battles conditions, all the humans were thrust right into the center of the fight. Everyone in the Shumi family displayed a fighting spirit equal to the witches and guarded their backs. Even humans are not powerless. They have guns. If the ghosts supported fantasy, they could use these as ultimate anti-magic weapons. If the ghosts supported mystery, they could use these in a much more obvious way. Those 45 long Colt bullets delivered fatal wounds to each and every goat they struck. Just die already. How long are you gonna resist? Give up and sink, Ushirmiya. Calling on Ushirmiya to sink makes them fight all the harder. Little girl, you have no idea what the Ushirmiya family is. You were dead before even 1986, weren't you? It's about time you stop moving, Gramps. Erica's razor-sharp side buried itself into Kenzo's chest. It dug straight into his heart, but the daring smile on his Kenzo's face didn't even falter. Oh, my death was ever witnessed by anyone outside the cat box. I am indestructible. Indestructible. A punch containing the entirety of Kenzo's last spark of life sent Erica flying. Father, are you okay? Overcome my corpse, through shimming from me and never turns back. As Erica tried to deliver the finishing blow, Cross stepped in between them, blocking the way. I will be your opponent in Father's place. Oh, it is the incompetent investing expert. It's pretty impressive how you managed to find all the worst and best losing your money so quickly. And yet even I remember to tie my shoes. Huh? Erica tried to look down at her feet, but what she saw was Cross's left fist. Cross's left uppercut made Erica float in the air, not by magic, but by the simple laws of physics. For an instant, Erica saw the moon. Maybe I was incompetent as an investor. However, any of my college friends will attest to my talent as a boxer. I will not allow you to discredit every part of the Ushimiya family, little girl. You damn small fry. Kennen is an illusion created by a lonely Jessica. At the school festival, I introduced Kennenka to everyone. Saku and Hina and everyone else. All of my friends could testify to that. Don't make assumptions about our relationship based on your own imagination. Does this body blow made the best ghost massive body cave in? Spinningly dumb, my lady, to think that you could wield such power in a tight spot like this. Well, of course, after all, I'm thinking I don't really care if I die. This is the first time we've worked together with you at my back. Too bad it isn't cut in the cake. Jessica laughed embarrassingly. She looked even more relaxed than she had on stage at the school festival. We have plenty to cut here besides cake. You always try to sound so cool, but that's what I like about you. The massive bodies that rush at them, trying to deny their relationship and their very existence, have two choices: to be sliced or be struck. Each time one of those bodies hit the floor, it became proof that two of them existed. Shannon is an illusion. George is an antisocial shut-in. Though love itself is an illusion and doesn't exist. George, time I look out. The ghost log-sized fist buried itself into George's face. This was the middle of a massive confused battle. There was no way to dodge an unexpected attack like that. An antisocial shut-in, huh? Very well. Say what you wish about me. George had indeed been hit with a fist right to the center of his face. However, he didn't bend over backwards, not even an inch. The ghost started to wonder what it was he had hit. He didn't punch a human made of flesh. It was as though he slammed his fist into a steel wall, and his fist was hurting. However, the goat was too scared to move his fist in George's face. After all, if he did, the expression on my face would probably be too terrifying. George pressed his hand against that fist. You probably could get testimony from my old classmates from school. Yes, I was an antisocial person. However, there's one more thing I'll tell you, still far more important. George was only grabbing the ghost's massive fist in his tiny hand. However, that fist was being crushed as though it had vice around it. Even though the other hand was tiny, the goat couldn't even move its fist. Ushimiya George never fought for himself no matter what happened to him. He was a coward who ran away from Mothras. Everyone will tell you that. However, they won't tell you that he never got into a fight. I accepted the fact that something was pathetic because he was bullied. However, never have I ever let anyone provoke or challenge anyone who treated someone as pathetic as me like a friend. The ghost broke its teeth, flew through the air. George's furious feet split in the heavens. Shannon approached George for his money, and a ghost filthy finger touched Shannon's back. The finger exploded and boiled away. My letter for George Thomas, true and pure. George must have kept all the letters I wrote him. Read those, and you'll have your proof. You can write anything in a letter. The contents of the letter are no proof of it. A blazing red light charged the ghost's entire body. Shannon slowly turned around, her face full of rage and contempt. Pitiful and the spectator, ignorant of love, you have no right to read a mystery, much less a person's heart. Disappear. An absolute barrier rose up around Shannon, burning up the ghosts around her with its flames. Yeah, maybe we are dead, but that doesn't give anyone the right to criticize us. No one can deny the love Mariah and Mama shared. Mariah, while showing her teeth, and performed her job without even looking at her hands. Then she tossed the fully loaded rifle straight up into the air. Come and get some. Rosa, who stood back to back with Mariah, caught without turning around. No, that wasn't all. Mariah had passed her gun to her mother perfectly without even looking back. Rosa's head was pointed at the ground as she stroked the frigid trigger with her index finger. If any of you doubt my daughter stepped forward. The crowd of ghosts, crowded by Rosa's ferocity, didn't get any closer to her. Then I'll deny it. Being a serial cheater you are always off playing around with some men and leaving Mariah all alone. Nothing like that is written anywhere in Mariah's diary. You should know better than anyone else. Rosa didn't love you. She was a crappy mother who regretted even giving birth to you. Erica peered at the unveiling moon, the taste of metal in her mouth. For a moment she didn't realize what was happening. What was that cold feeling on her back? The ground? Huh? Why am I lying down? And it was the moon full? Why isn't it now? Come to think of it, my teeth hurt. They're so cold and hard there that she figured it out. She was lying sprawled on the ground with a gun barrel shoved into her mouth, and the thing splitting the moon was the angry queen of wolves protecting its child. The gun barrel exploded inside her mouth, shattering her medulla oblongata. It was only her after image. What a terrifying woman you are. Are you really human? Erica had escaped death at the last moment by living an after image, found a metallic flash right before her eyes, which had been there before even she reappeared. The fountain pen went right through Erica's eye, crushing it. Of course, that was another after image. However, when Erica escaped and reappeared somewhere else, a heel was already there waiting for her. From Ghost's perspective, several after images of Erica seemed to be reappearing at once, all of which were pierced by Rosa at the same time. If you say that again, I'll have to get serious. Mama's really strong. But what the hell? That's why Erica couldn't reappear anymore. At the very least, that was Rosa's range of attack. Erica put a lot of distance between her and Rosa reappearing in midair. What are these people? What the hell? Erica's animal instincts made her turn her head slightly to the side just in time. Where her head used to be, there was an odd shower of sparks. It wasn't magic. It was real physical, but phenomenon caused by lead smashing against lead. You think two bullets shot from different angles could have flown with impossible precision at where her head was once was, so that both of them hit and bounced off each other like billiard balls. Oh, so close. Sorry about that. We're big fans of the whole take out the boss first strategy, you see. Clay pigeons are a specialty. Flying along in a straight line probably isn't a good idea. The two of them spun their rifles in exactly the same time. We loaded them in a manner that put old westerns to shame. Then pointed them back up where Erica was in the sky. You monsters! Once again, their inaccurate shots plunged through the forehead of Erica's after image, bouncing off like billiard balls with a shower of sparks. This time, Erica appeared far behind them. She had admitted she had been forced to escape a place the range of those guns fired by humans. Outside, okay. Then the light from the moon was blocked. The place she had fled to so rapidly exploded, sending chunks of rubbish flying. A massive long sword had been plunged into the ground. It was Delaney's. if it isn't my old friend. She had dodged by a hair, but this bulky, brittle longsword is more of a cannonball shaped like a sword than something for cutting with. Even though she dodged it, the blast of air pressure made her eardrums throb. Delana was serious. She was shifting into this much Erica to bits. What's with that scary face? Hey, you trying to act a bit cuter? A bit cuter? Do you find this enjoyable? Destroying people's dreams and illusions? Of course it's enjoyable. What do you expect an intellectual rapist to do? You are an evil doer, and yet I used to believe you were the sort of evil worthy of sympathy. I never asked for your sympathy. Not cutting you down immediately upon our meeting, that is a sin of mine, is what brought this day to pass. Eleanor's hair bristled with rage. The sight of this expression on one of her old friends plunged Erica to the spot. My friend, allow me to free you before you could suffer. I will not let you bear any further sins. Oh, what? The force of anger that welled from Delanor's whole body struck Erica, or rather the swirl of blasting wind from Delanor's massive longsword sent her flying. The cannonball with the blade repeatedly cracked the ground just after Erica leapt away, so it almost looked as though Erica was chopping backwards, smashing the earth beneath her, which, with each jump, Delanor, friend of mine, rest in peace. The great longsword split the air again, pulverizing the ground. However, this time Erica was nowhere to be seen. Where did she escape to? Erica had broken the barrier of the Golden Land, landing on a ship whose bow was barely in sight. Practically speaking, she had run away. Fully aware of this, Erica howled, her face contorted with humiliation. Her shoulders heaved with her breathing, and she even forgot to fix her hair. The scythe fell from her hand and landed with a clank to the floor. The sound brought her back to her senses. Stupid ghost, what are you standing around staring for? Open gunpowder, slant consent negation, explosive rounds. Disregard aiming procedures, just fire. The warships that floated into the Golden Line opened their gun points one after another, and they all fired at once in a scatter massive cannonballs. The 100 of explosive rounds they fired would negate the concept of anything or any person they touched, smashing them into little bits and setting them ablaze with flames. The battlefield full of withering ghosts became a fiery hell. A cannonball smashed the arbor. The once beautiful garden maze was burned down bit by bit, and the fleeing gold butterflies were wrapped in flames, burning into nothingness like little scraps of paper. There was no longer a battlefield where two sides fought for victory. It was just a confused, hellish pot of boiling water. The Golden Land was being torn apart. The once beautiful rose garden was filled with explosion craters, and rose petals were scattered about without pity. There were flying bits of flesh, blood, fangs, jaws, shrieks, and half-crazed screams. Even amidst the hellish swirl, the goats and their dead continued to fight. As seen from the top of the boats, this was hell without a doubt. All ships, drop anchors. When Erica yelled, the goats on the boats ran around frantically, and one by one, massive anchors hanging by chains were thrown from the ship's bows down to the earth below. Those anchors smashed through not only the ground, but the bottom of the Golden Land itself, digging in with their wedge-shaped tips. Erica! Oh, Beatrice, son, this battle is so huge it had me worried. I thought I might not be able to find you before the whole thing ended. Beatrice landed on the front tip of the warship, facing off Erica, who stood on the bow. You will not be forgiven. I'll finish you off myself right here. Beato jabbed with her pike. It transformed into a beautifully intricate gold longsword. Very well, that's just what I hoped for. Let's settle this. Erica threw her side up into the air. When it returned to her hand, it had become a sword similar to Beato's. The nearby goats crowded around Erica, trying to support her. You stay out of this. All of you need to start lifting the anchors, tear up the Golden Land by its roots. Aye, sir. The ghosts bowed and rushed to their posts. Several of the ships had lowered their anchors, digging into the base of the Gold Land. Soon they were trying to pull them up, tearing the Gold Land to pieces. Come, Erica. I'll call you the honor of the final duel. Bieto raised her sword, bowed in an ancient fashion, and waited for her opponent. Erica kicked off her shoes violently and slowly walked up to the tip of the bare foot. And in accordance with Bieto's rules, she bowed back. It was a duel on the prow of a ship that pierced the sky. Below, the cloud of ghosts was being blasted away by the indiscriminate cannonballs and burned up and crushed in the paranorma of this world's end. By now, it would be stupid to wonder whether anyone from the Ushimi family was still alright. Yes, it was truly the end of this world, the end of the Golden Land. Ground to death filled with flames. The Golden Rose Garden was burning spectacularly, with bits of fire and golden splashes flying about. The ground creaked as fishes ran through it, through to the base of the Golden Land. All the ships started pulling up their anchors at once. Crowd of the mighty ghosts used all of their monstrous strength to lift them. The anchors that dug into the Golden Land's base spread cracks through the entire Golden Land. Not just the ground, but the air itself was filled with cracks, and shards of the gold fell down everywhere. The Golden was adorned with flames of hell, streaking gold fragments with fiery red and ephemeral gold. Atop the boat's prow, Bieto and Erica looked down on us, their swords crossed with sparks flying between them. And it's one hell of a sight to see. Don't you think it's fitting? The perfect final chapter for your tale. The Golden Land may meet its end. I may perish as well. However, no one can erase the fact that we were here. Answer the answer. The wish of the future is a mission and hope, and will soon set up on a new journey. We have already succeeded. Too bad for you, Fruto, Erica. This battle ends with our victory. This was a duel between the master of the illusion called the Golden Land and the witch who controlled the truth. You had to split them behind. The Golden Land was torn out. The cap oxygen was the Golden Land was ripped apart and nothingness below peeked throughout the cracks. A scrambling crowd of ghosts fell through the gaps as were swallowed by the sea of nothingness. Pieto's friends were among them. They held each other and lent out a hand to each other, unwilling to sacrifice anyone until the final moment. Still, what a romantic and fragile illusion is the end of the world. The ground shuddered and sank. It fell apart into the ocean of nothingness. No one could survive. No one could be saved. This was the destruction. As the comrade in arms fell into the sea of nothingness, they looked up one last time and prayed. They prayed that the mess of the Golden Land would lead proof that the Golden Land had indeed existed. However, Bieto didn't look down at them. They wouldn't have wanted her to. This is our Golden Land. I am the innocent and Golden Witch Beatrice, and I am here. We may fall, but we will not be defeated. We shall become living proof. I'll carve the proof of our existence into your chest. So long, Beatrice. This marks the end of that stupid endless game. Fall into hell, you illusion. When the Delta and Burgess fight to the death, I passed through its phase of the dynamic clash of fireworks. It was now a clash that was quiet and motionless. These two witches who possessed power on an entirely different level may have been truly equal in strength. The battle could only be resolved by mutual consent if one of them lost interest or found some reason for wanting to lose. Since both were putting all into the fight without yielding a bit, they were absolutely and completely equal. Lambda Delta, I'm glad to have you as a friend. Damn it, just a bit longer, just to fall apart already, stupid magic circle. Butler got irritated and punched the magic circle, but there was nothing he could do except continue to watch over it. After all, the only way to dissolve it was by waiting. However, the pair of them still felt relief, if only a little. Lambda Delta was really strong, even in a battle this spectacular she fought on an even footing. Now, if you consider how confident each side looked, she seemed to have a slight advantage in Butler's eyes. She probably managed to buy them enough time. Ange would take the key and return to the Golden Land. They just had to endure a little bit longer. However, they had no way of knowing what Lambda Delta's fate would be after this. She had obeyed the Senate, the highest level witches in existence. Something brutal probably awaited her. However, knowing this, Ange had to step forward into the future without looking back. This was a single duty given to her, the witch of the future. Oni-chan, what's that? Something's coming towards us from a long way. Crap, are they the enemy reinforcements? Then the Delta and Burgestar were glaring at each other so they didn't notice. Heading towards the distance were several emerald green glints. That light proved they were the enemies. But there's only a few of them. They won't be a match for the Delta. All the cats so far seem like fish in a school, giving the impression that they'd be terrifying as a group, but not much of a problem by themselves. However, there was something different about the lights approaching them now. They were approaching in beautifully ordered formation like a constellation. Violet quickly realized this was something new. My Miko, is it about time to prepare the key? Despite her tone, Battler was able to tell how great a witch this was. The Black Casters surrounded her in a graceful, systematic constellation were all wearing large capes with elegant designs. Left as though great overlords from many worlds had been transformed into cats, leaving only their capes untouched. What Battler imagined was quite true. That was exactly what had happened. These were the overlords from many worlds that formed Feathering's personal guard. Their bodies took the form of cats merely as a sign of respect to their master who took the form of a human. These were entirely different from the pack of wild cats that stirred Birkenstow. Oh, is it that time already? When holding a party, it's important to keep your guests waiting for a fitting amount of time. It is, however, an announcement that I am particularly fond of. As she said that, her eyes flickered to Lambda Delta. The latter bowed hurriedly, though Lambda Delta grinned. She was also sweating, her brow furrowed with tension. How long has it been, Lady Lambda Delta? It's a pleasure to see you, great Lady Aurora. This is no place to entertain one of your position. This is no place to entertain one of your position. Did you get lost on the way to the party? If so, allow me to guide you there myself. That would be an honor, great Lady Aurora. Feathering Augustus Aurora, the legendary Great Witch, it is said that she surpassed the level of witches, becoming a creator, and that upon reaching this forbidden plane, she was cursed with a deadly limit. However, in life, she once turned her pet and cat into a witch. They say that this second witch wanders the sea of fragments endlessly, searching for any fragment that could revive our master from the bits of death called boredom, if only for a moment. And so the cat revived our master. It revived the sacred witch who had reached the heights none should reach. Just as witches look down at mock humans from a higher world, calling them pieces on a game board, she looks down at mocks in the realms of witches from even a higher world, calling them pieces on a game board. If a witch's strength is measured by the height of the world they are capable of reaching, then she was like a witch come back from the realm of the gods, one who had touched the highest forbidden heights and survived. Was there any chance of winning against her? No. Lambda Delta was unable to choose either victory or defeat by her own will. My Miko, would you mind playing with your friends some other time and getting back to work now? Prepare the key. Okay. The simple, naive way cats forget their aim part ways their charm, don't you think so, Lady Lambda Delta? Lambda Delta didn't say anything but hung her head low. In this position, it seemed that the key sealed would dissolve at any second. However, Birkenstow probably found Battler and Ange before that, and once they got their hands on the key, they could leave this place immediately. Of course, this was assuming they did so before Birkenstow and Feathering found them. Birkenstow must have been allowed to move from the spot. Looks like game over, Lambda. I am the Miko of the Great Witch Aurora. You haven't forgotten that witch of theater going bestows her protection upon her reader Mikos, have you? Lambda Delta stole something over without answering. The witch of theater going to give her protection to Reader Mikos. If Lambda Delta attacked the Birkenstow, who was Aurora's Miko, then the Great Witch Aurora would follow her contract, preventing what she considered an attack against herself, and respond accordingly. Let's make a deal. Kind of deal. Where's Battler hiding? If he comes clean, we'll let all this slide. It's the Witch of Miracles are afraid of a tiny little piece like Battler. It's because I'm the Witch of Miracles. I'll never forget that even a little pebble like him was capable of creating a miracle. After all, there's a little pebble who got super promoted into the Witch of Miracles. Oh, let's go more time. Where's Battler? Too bad, Lambda. It looks like it's your answer. Birkenstow turned her back on Lambda Delta. Then she told her master that she was leaving to prepare the key, and she started swimming towards the key room. Rather than go any further, she'll find Battler and Ange. Butler readied himself. This time it was his turn to become a sacrifice. Even though he was something more than a single pebble, he could still put out a knife. A candy fabric exploded right in front of Birkenstell. Lambda, you really are a moron. Lambda. Now I've done it, Butler, and the rest is up to you. The cat overlords changed their formation, becoming a ferocious constellation that surrounded Featherane. Then each drew the most terrifying of magic circles on their respective worlds and began to chant. I am slightly confused, both by you, Umineko, and Lady Lambda. What sort of sideshow is this? It looks like Lambda wants to stop me from going to get the key. Oh, and what would the point of that be, I wonder? If you still don't get that point, then you must be getting a bit tipsy, Featherane. Looks like you need to pick me up. Lambda bluffed as well as she could. Her fingertips were shaking slightly. An attack against Umineko is considered to be an attack against our master. You should know this as well as anyone, correct? I know it. Going by that rule, looks like the two of us are going to have to fight. Oh, have I or Umineko caused an insult in any way? If so, then please accept my apologies. But you could tell me one thing. I didn't think you had Umineko at the moment. How long have you had one? As for that, I've got a ton of them already. 30 or 40, I think. Maybe even more. Oh, Lambda, well, I know any fight pick against one of Uminekos, no matter who the opponent is. All of them are certain that a happy ending will come. As to which is certainty, I can't abandon people who work hard and bleed with certainty like that. I can't say I dislike this tale of yours. You would be worthy of my viewing. However, I'm not a spectator at the moment, but a performer. I know that you are Umineko's close friend, so I will give you one warning. Remove yourself from the stage. I will prepare a special seat for you in my audience seating. I've been thinking about which is more interesting, your tale or the one I've been watching. In your conclusion, Butler's tale is 100 times better. Sorry, but I'll be getting Best Supporting Actress this year. Hey, you guys, you better vote for me in the last character popularity contest, okay? At least get me in the top 5, got it? Who are you talking to? That's like an adult that pretended to joke around. She calmly focused on one weak point she could see. She had a chase for a single attack, and a 1 in a billion shot at victory existed. It was that horseshoe-shaped memory device floating around Featherane's head. Without that, she could have preserved her own existence. Destroying it was impossible, but if Lambda Delta was jarred enough, she might be able to make it bug out. At least once in the past, Featherane's memory device had been damaged, and her personality and appearance had changed. However, she was aware of that herself and probably wouldn't let that happen again no matter what. Very well, Lady Lambda Delta. When you finish your script, feel free to send it in whenever you wish. The script is simple, just one line. The fantastic, cute Lambda Delta-sama took up the evil mastermind Aurora in a single shot. Foolish Lambda, I never realized how stupid you were. The cast need not interfere. I will personally reward Lady Lambda Delta for the courageous tale she has submitted. You will be granted a fitting tale and a fitting end for your bravery. Feathering Augustus Aurora. Then Delta summoned magical power from her whole body and raised it in a mess above her head. Forgive me, but then the world's time stopped. Your script will not be used after all. Rather than time stopping, it's more like the flipping pages of a book had stopped. In this motionless world, closely packed letters appeared. The one writing the script is me. It was a tale that had been written up to this very moment. Feathering Augustus Aurora, Lambda Delta summoned magical power from her whole body and raised it in a mass above her head. That's where the paragraph ended. In this frozen world, Feathering sat with her arms crossed. How troublesome. It's been so long since I've written a fight scene. How annoying to have to suddenly write up a development like this out of the blue. When I get stuck writing, I try to write in reverse. In other words, instead of starting at the beginning, I start at the end and go backwards from there. That way it's easier to stop with foreshadowing, and I can write the story with my vision for the end in mind. The only downside is that I have to suddenly start at the climax without setting up the story first. In the meantime, I'll start at the end of the fight and go back from there. Lady Lambda Delta, this is where you lose to me and die. As Feathering said this, the words were added to the massive group of letters that filled the frozen world. However, she was starting from the end, so there was a large gap between the new worlds and the older ones. So how will you lose to me? You should probably have a heroic end to suit your victory, suit your bravery. How about this? Lambda Delta gets blasted away by something standing against the bookshelf, and her limbs are snapped off as she dies and disappears into the darkness below. Yeah, it's quite a flashy way to go. Good for now. That's how your final moments will be. The blanks in the outline, Feathering spoke over being filled up. At the same time, Lambda Delta's figure was wiped out. After crossing her arms and thinking again, feathering pointed in a random direction. Then the Delta appeared, blasted away by something, and suddenly spread eagled against the bookshelf feathering I pointed at. Well, now I must start up the fierce battle that leads to this end. But as you can probably tell, I'm a little tipsy at the moment. I'll fill that part in later when I have some time to go over it nice and slowly. But now let me off with this. I promise that in a heroic fight to your liking later on, feathering slipped her fingers. The adult had no idea what was going on. Before she could even blink, she was suddenly here being summoned against the bookshelf. What is this? She couldn't comprehend the something that feathering had killed her with. However, that was only natural. After all, feathering herself hadn't decided what this something was. However, the Delta did understand one thing, and she was already dead. Streams of blood dripped from the corners of her mouth. Then lines of blood appeared on her wrists, ankles, and below her knees. She looked like a marionette doll of herself. What killed me? Precisely, Lady Delta. Let me know if you have any good ideas. You monster. Still pinned against the bookshelf, Lambda Delta let her head slump. Her wrists, ankles, legs, arms, and neck. Nothing remained. It was all swallowed up by the darkness beneath them. A monster, she says, quite a compliment for one such as I. The Delta. And don't look, you can't look. Shedding frustrated tears, and closed her eyes tight. She must not look. The witch of the future must not accept Lambda Delta's defeat. She hasn't kicked it yet. She was brave, and that's all we need to know. I know Lambda Delta would never lose. Pop. At that moment, there was a slight sound, and the golden key that hung in the air shook. The seal had finally broken. Battler grabbed it immediately. However, exactly at the same moment, a magical tremor spread throughout the vast key room. What? The tremor seemed to have shaken something inside my pocket. I stuck my hand in and felt a fragment Lambda Delta had given us to return to the gold line had shattered. What? Damn it, Lambda, this fragment is... You were so close to... Remember, there's nowhere to run. Birkenstell. If Lambda had been a little clever, she probably could have bought you 5 more seconds. Then you would have taken that key and escaped to the Golden Land. Looks like Umineko suffers too when their master's a fool. Oh, feathering quietly showed her surprise, but truly surprised her with the most easy task. The witch at Miracles who boasted that no one could even step in the shadows unless she wished she fell. After taking Battler's fist right to her face, she fell. Birkenstell's body immediately split into dust and reconstructed itself in front of Battler, as though nothing had happened. However, she was still holding her cheek. She couldn't undo the fact that she had been hit. For the first time in 100 years, she had let someone tread on her shadow without her consent. Her face was gradually filled with shock, and Battler's, it couldn't be seen. His outstretched right arm was blocking it, so its expression couldn't be seen. What? Take it back. Take what back? She didn't let the next strike hit her. Birkenstell vanished like a mist and reappeared a short distance away. However, Battler only missed by a hair's breadth. Not because she had intentionally made that happen, but for real. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Finally, she truly began to feel the pain of being punched in the face. Too many years she had forgotten the very concept of pain. Very slowly, it was coming back to her. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Birkenstell writhed in anguish, holding her cheek. That feeling forgotten for centuries seemed to be hitting home hard. Battler looked at her, their eyes met. Once again, Birkenstell remembered the emotions she had forgotten for hundreds of years. Does it hurt? The pain you caused by ridiculing my friend is greater than that. And then she shuddered. Battler saw before his eyes Birkenstell shuddering for the first time in centuries. The Birkenstell's eyes, it had even looked like Battler rushing her and punching. It was as though she had been sucked towards where he stood with his furious fist raised. When her eyes had opened wide in terror, Battler's massive fist had been all that she could see. Of course, he was capable of hitting her. Birkenstell was just like a shadow. She dodged by moving instantly and leaving an afterimage, but more teleportation wasn't enough to escape in Battler's furious pursuit. True, trying to hit Burn was like enviously trying to hit the reflection of the moon on water with a stone. No matter how often you hit it, you can never smash the moon reflection. However, Battler hit it again and again, over and over, to prevent the moon from showing on the water surface again. At fiercely thrown pebbles sent ripples across the water surface. It broke through the moon's reflection and broke through the water surface itself, leaving even the bottom of the pond bare, breaking through everything. His certain willpower broke through a miracle. A backwards kick that Battler shot out even when looking behind him, split through empty space. In that space, Burgerstell reappeared with a foot in her gut. Yeah, take back your insults against our brave friend. Yeah. I wish your miracles fell for the second time she fell. Once it would have been a miracle. Things that happen more than once aren't miracles anymore. Burgerstell understood. Battler was capable of hitting her. Then she fell, was slammed against the floor, got up on her hands and knees and vomited. She threw up violently over and over. Her face was covered with the pain and vomit and tears and snot. Then she looked up at Battler with a furious expression and howled. If she wasn't howling at Battler. Aurora, Umineko's getting beaten up. What are you standing around watching for? Take him out. Forgive me, but I am busy writing Lady Lemdothel's final moments right now. I cannot come to your aid. Why don't y'all give her a hand? Feather and Scar, the cat overlords, now formed a different constellation. Then each drew a magic circle and began chanting. Now, what each of these cats is still a final form of a main character, each of a game like yours. Anyone acted that main part of their heroic tale and the story of their bravery was given honor, allowing them to become Aurora's guards. Each one fought for the very existence of their country, their planet, their universe. What about you? I bet you've just been playing around with your little sister and some imaginary witch. These main characters are on a totally different level from you. Eat this and die. Take it to the gut, scum. Oni-chan, their spectacular magical spells depicted the beginning of the universe, their creation of planets, their destruction, and the universe's end, all in an instant. After that, not a speck of dust should have remained. However, when the smoke cleared, there was a person standing there. It stood there with his hands in his pockets and his head hanging quietly. His face was in shadows and couldn't be seen. Oni-chan. What the hell? Battler seemed to be completely uninjured. No, not only were his clothes not burned, but his hair hadn't even been disturbed. What the hell? Stupid cats, that didn't work at all. The cat overlords suddenly shook their heads, sending a short report to their master. Endless 9. What did you say? It seems that no one can interfere with their tale. Forgive me, Umineko. It appears that the cats have reached their limit. And you call yourselves overlords of many worlds when you all once main characters in a different game board? And this is the best you can do? You're pathetic. The cats knew from the very beginning. They had known that they wouldn't be able to do anything with him as the main character of this game board. Umineko, creating a tale on the game board is a privilege granted only to the game master. That has already been established. So I must respect that role, being the mere writer that I am. I shall return to my position as a spectator. You useless bastard. Battler, I apologize for the insults your friend has suffered at the hands of Umineko, and I see that the right to weave your game belongs to you, the game master. You shall weave your own game, that is as it should be. However, Umineko is now a game master in your game. It seems the two of you opened the game board at the same time. It is fair to have two masters for a single game, but this miracle pleases me. After all, I can rest assured that this will make a proper final game board for you both. Stand up, Birkenstow. I see. So you're saying that two game masters are going to fight, they have to do it by the rules of the game. Why didn't you say that in the first place? Birkenstow slowly got to her feet and made her body melt like mist. Then she appeared in the air once again, facing Battler. Very well, I'll fight by the rules of your game board. However, I'm not as easygoing as you all are, so I'll start this short-tempered, overwhelming puzzle and end this in an instant. Who will be my opponent? I don't mind if you both take me on at once. Oni-chan, I'll fight too. Stay back. Why? Watch from here, and this time understand what I wanted to teach you. Oni-chan. Are you happy with this, Aurora? I shall be your witness. If you defeat my Miko, I promise to return you all to the Golden Land. Assuming the Golden Land still exists, that is. I believe in them. That's right. Beato and all the others won't lose. In that case, we better start with the bad news. Erica, you give back your report and I'll come. When Burgerso stopped her fingers, Erica appeared with a bow. Pardon me for interruption, my master. Sorry, Erica. How inconsiderate of me to keep you waiting when you came bearing good news. No problem. Rejoice, my master. I have come to inform you of the complete destruction of the Golden Land. Liar. The Golden Land has been totally destroyed. I'm here to report that it collapsed and fallen to a sea of nothingness. Not just the humans, but the illusions as well as being completely annihilated. Liar. I won't believe it. Then allow me to make you believe it. Take this, my master. Erica humbly presented an object wrapped in cloth. It shone with a golden light. What's this? A golden apple? This is the heart of Beatrice, master of the Golden Land. Beato. Burgerso pinched it between her fingers, held it aloft, and gazed at it. Even like this is still beating. You're so cute, Beatrice. The game where that you might be opened again by someone. You still believe that, don't you? It's okay, Oni-chan. We didn't see Beato get defeated. This is some sort of trick they're using on us. A trick to make us lose our moral, or maybe it's a trick of Beato's. She changed herself to pretend that she's been defeated. There's no way that Beatrice, that everyone at the Golden Land could be destroyed. Yeah, that's true. If the Witch of the Future believes that, you might be able to make it so. So let me show you. You look close to the Witch of the Future from 1998. Burgerso threw the golden heart into the air like an apple. Then, with the blood-red blade of that side that appeared in her hand, she split it. Beatrice died in October 1986, therefore the Golden Land she created was completely destroyed. Your family that she was kept alive in the Golden Land was destroyed along with it. Your father, mother, and of course Butler will never return to you again and will never speak your name again. The Witch of the Future has the power to interpret things how she pleases and overwrite what happened. However, there's just one fact that she can't overwrite no matter how much she struggles. And that is death. You cannot overcome any concept of death, be it physical or mental. It is the single blade of truth, with which witches of the past can strike down witches of the future. Hang in there, Ange. But, you decided to accept it, didn't you? You decided to live on even though it came back alive, didn't you? I know, but, you know, so a tiny silver hope had remained inside Ange's heart. Despite everything, she was favored by some miracle. Maybe someone will come home after all. It doesn't matter when. It could be 10 years later or 50 years later. It doesn't even matter if they've forgotten my face. I believe that someone might come back someday, and I decided to live with that tiny hope in my heart. Even though I accepted anyone's death, even though I saw it in the book of the single truth, I still thought it wouldn't be so bad to believe in a miracle just a little. A miracle you believe in, even though you know it won't happen, is hope. So the witch who knew the miracles don't occur, I have ruthlessly torn up that hope away. Don't cry, I know, but even the big brother you're crying to right now is already dead. I'm turning to dead. He's here, right here. Don't cry, Ange. But don't cry. At Battler's shout, Ange bit back her tears. Why does it matter? What do we of the past mean to you living in the future, Ange? Or sort of which were you? Huh? Whether we're alive or dead means nothing to you. That's not true. I want you to live. That's not it. You could go beyond life and death, right? Ange didn't understand what he was telling her. So stung to silence, she frantically considered what her brother might be trying to say. Butler slowly lifted his face and stared at Birkenstell. And you aren't a witch. You're a reaper. That's right. I had this circle that reaps all hope and miracles, so I must be what you say. You're a reaper who stole away the hope that kept Ange alive and led her towards death. You're the one who threw about the past. Wait. You're the one who threw about the truth of the past, stealing the future from Ange's eyes and forcing her to look only at the past. and you're the one who thrust the Hope crushing single tooth in front of her, gently pushing her from behind as she of her own accord that stepped from skyscraper's roof off into the world of nothingness. But now all free and from the spell that you represent, Ange won't be trapped by the curse of the past anymore. She'll step forward into the future, but not in the emptiness of the abyss that you're luring her into. Ange will live strong in the future, starting in 1998. Humans are wretched creatures who walk into the future while staring back into the past. That's why they easily plummet into pitfalls and flip over comical fools. Come, Birkenstow, which of the past like you can't block the radiance of the future. Yes, let's go. Let's follow the rules of your game. I'll give you some close to riddles, but since I'm short-tempered, heavy-handed, and easily bored, I'll give you all of them at once. Birkenstow spread her hands, and it seemed as though a halo or angel wings was spreading about behind her. Each of the countless rays that spread out from her were blue streaks of closer and mystery blaze. Birkenstow, who had traveled the sea of fragments for many, many years, had gathered these countless ruined murders as mysteries as souvenirs from all over the place. All those rays twisted at once and aimed towards Battler. It was as though infinite giant snakes had turned their heads to stare at him. If he failed to shoot down even a single puzzle, then this is goodbye. Not as forgiveness, Beato gave you until October 5th at midnight to give your answer. If you don't answer immediately, you'll die. In other words, this is no mystery. It wasn't an intellectual game by merciless assault. Die. All amongst hundreds of guided lasers known as mystery shot at Battler. The complex geometric figure drawn by those blue lasers was nothing but divinely beautiful. Each one was a mystery. Trying to solve each one in this oppressive hellstorm would be like threading a storm of approaching needles. Battler flew through this vast space, dodging the beautiful blue streaks of mystery as he shot them down, one after another. The entirety of the mystery knowledge he had built up before this day told him the answer to each puzzle. Each time his eyes glowed with the answer, one of the mysteries shattered. However, each mystery is only one out of 100. This hardly rose to the level of opposition or resistance. Oni-chan is impossible. Run. There is no unstoppable mystery, just like there is no inescapable fate. Oni-chan, watch and don't miss what I'm trying to show you. But now the bundle of mysteries looked like one giant snake with blue streaming behind it. Butler skillfully dodged it, precisely splotting it many things off one by one. Even though he knew resistance was useless, like trying to pick up all the grains of sand on a beach one by one. Not bad. Classic mysteries are your specialty, right? Then what about twists on this genre? Let's see if you can handle more mysteries from all times and places. Even though Butler was still fighting the giant snake, wings appeared behind Burn once more, and they gave birth to 7 more huge snakes. And it looked like a giant great dragon with 7 heads. You showed me about it. It's true that you're a very avid reader and an expert on the mystery genre, but you're still young. There's a limit to how many books and mysteries you could read. Learn that this world is full of countless riddles and tricks that you've never heard of. Oni-chan, you can't do this anymore. Please just run away. You can't beat Birkenstow. Butler's expression remained calm. However, his whole body was covered with sweat and he was breathing hard. It was clear that he couldn't overcome this onslaught, though Butler himself refused to admit it. Butler wiped his sweat away and fixed his gaze on the 8 snakeheads that surrounded him in 3 dimensions. And she believed that someone from your family would come back someday. Lived that way for 12 years and then lost your spirit. For a time you surrendered to the miracle that refused to happen. That's... In that case, if I want to see you off and try and step forward into the future, I must have surrendered to a miracle myself. That's right. But I still harvest your miracles and hopes, all of them without mercy. What was how an 8-headed dragon opened its 8 jaws. It looked for weak points from all angles, hoping to swallow Butler in a single gulp. He wouldn't be able to dodge any longer. And son, if you're expecting a miracle, then I have some bad news for you. Beato is now completely destroyed and has even been announced in red. Do you know what that means? Since Beato has been destroyed, the Golden Land has been destroyed as well. That means that everyone has vanished. In other words, you no longer have any friends who can conveniently show up and save you from this pinch. Beato has been destroyed and that's been confirmed in red, therefore no one else can come to rescue them. Even Eva was a resident of the Golden Land. After bravely breaking the key seal earlier on, she had probably hidden away somewhere. However, now that Beta had destroyed all the residents of the Golden Land had met the same fate as ice under the sun. Any faint hopes Ange might have had that Eva was hiding in the shadows, ready to save them from this final pinch, had been completely crushed in the moment Birkenstock smashed that golden heart. There was no one left to save them from this crisis. She couldn't hope for the appearance of any new factor that might save her brother. And what about Ange herself? She could only watch from where she stood. If she helped, I would be able to bring some kind of miracle, but I don't know that much about mystery genre. I've only watched Vito's game fragments, gathering some basic training on how to fight. At best, I can avoid slowing him down, but I can't protect my brother. But I just can't watch. Oni-chan let me fight too. Stay back. Just keep watching and think. Think about what? Go back to how you felt at the very beginning, back when you were 6 years old and when it all started. How I felt when I was 6. You lived for 12 years looking for the future, for the truth, but that's not your real greatest wish. My greatest wish. You prepared this final game to protect that wish and hope. Unfortunately, you've wasted that chance. So you have to abandon that hope as you step forward into the future. But even so, if there's strength in your heart, you can still have it. Have what? Remember your very first wish, even after learning the single truth. Remember the single truth, even after learning the heartless truth that everyone is dead and no one will come home. Remember your very first wish. Oni-chan. There was a catalytic flash as brilliant as the birth of a son. All the palely glowing snakes ran through Battler, and he was stained red, surrounded with a cloud of blood. Then he stumbled, and in the end he looked at Ange. Ange couldn't say anything in response. The light in Battler's eyes faded, and slowly his body began to fall. It reached to the ground and gently landed like just settling on the floor. Ange rushed toward him and saw the last expression that would ever cross her dear brother's face. His eyes were wide open, filled with an unwavering determination until the very last second. Was Ange's son ever that good at mysteries? She was nothing compared to Battler. The waving snakes raising their heads surrounded Ange. Ange had no blades to fight with. She could only cling to her brother's dead face, saying his name over and over. And this is a surprisingly boring ending. I guess that's checkmate. They stickheads all attacked at once, and held her brother's dead face that gave out his final words. My very first wish could only be one thing, that everyone would come home. That filled my life for 12 years until I finally wore out and abandoned my own hope. In exchange for the hope I abandoned, I began searching for the truth. Then at the end of the truth, I was forced to see a brutal ruthlessness that I didn't need to know about. As a result, I was faced with the true despair of knowing that no one would come home. The final hope which I felt attached to even after abandoning it was crushed. It's a single truth. If only I didn't know that, I might still be able to hold on to that faint hope. But now, you can still have it. If there's strength in your heart, you can still have it. Remember your very first wish. Ugh, Battler was coughing. Impossible. His whole body had been pierced and he had been completely dead. For him to cough would be too much of a miracle to be possible. What? Why? Battler died. So why was he revived? Battler rose to his feet slowly, though blood still dribbled from his mouth. His expression was fearless. However, Ange didn't stand up. She kept sitting, her head lowered. Well, that was a nice warm-up. Shall we get to start at Birkenstock? Time for round 2. But what in the... Why, my master? That they can't revive. Impossible. Battler died. How can he revive? Oni-chan is alive. I've used the red truth. I've announced that Battler died, right? So why did he come back to life? And if the whole world says he died, I'll be the one person in the world who believes Oni-chan is alive, and someday he'll come back to me. That's right. As long as you hold on to that hope, none of your miracles will ever be destroyed. How dare you stand before the witch of miracles and claim to understand them? Swallow them, grind them up, erase both siblings now. You can't erase us. Even the whole world refuses to accept that miracles will happen if we continue to believe. The 8 wriggling snake heads transformed into a massive whale jaw and swallowed everything. There will be no miracle. You can't open your heart to anyone who exists. So die. You're wrong. Everyone will protect me. The cruel will of mystery that tried to swallow everything was gouged deeply by a massive wedge. This deeply pounded wedge could only be used by those who had talent and a deep love for mysteries. Hey, it's Beato. That trick's such a cliche. I read and uploaded that one ages ago. The woman who stood back up with Battler launching stakes was very, very clearly. Beato, how? I announced your death with the red truth. And it was the red truth of yours. The red truth is absolute, a perfect truth which no one can overturn, no matter how hard they try. Even if the whole world gets together and denies the truth about my family, even if that's forced in front of my eyes as a single truth, I won't acknowledge it, after all. And slowly rose to her feet. Around her, the shapes of people slowly appeared, and they also rose to their feet. One after another, a whole crowd of them. They were Angie's family, her relatives, everyone from Rokunjima. That was in all. Everyone from the Golden Land and all the illusions appeared, and following Angie's lead, they rose to their feet. Then all of them glared on Birkenstow. Even if the whole world denies my hope, I won't abandon it. I won't abandon my certain hope that everyone's alive. And I found something. I found how I'll live as a witch. You weren't just a witch of the future. You just a powerless witch who could only shed tears of regret for the past. I'm the Golden Witch Ange Beatrice. I am the Endless, the Witch of the Resurrection. You found it, haven't you, Ange? Yeah, thanks, Oni-chan. After all those long years, I finally found it. I've always knew you'd be able to find it. Thanks, Oni-chan. I've understood what your last game was trying to show me. Disappear, stupid delusions. I can't accept something like this. Everyone will be with me for eternity, no matter how many times people try to kill them with the red truth. I'll reject it. Everyone will be with me for no matter how many times it takes. I am Ange, Witch of Resurrection. Her red truth can't lay a finger on my world. Ange, or rather Ange and her family and her friends all fired off golden streaks at once. They were the same as the marks left by Birkenstow's great snakes. However, the glow inside these was gold. Then they wriggled combined into one single mass and transformed into an eagle that now had 2 wings. And wasn't one-winged anymore. Thanks to Ange's absolute willpower, the golden eagle had gained the wing it needed to fly into the future. Those spread wings made Birkenstow and the whale shrink back. The Ushami eagle never looks back and never gives up. The gold eagle easily swallowed the blue whale with its wings to grind it to bits, and then let out the whale's master escaped either. It was now Birkenstow's turn around. Birkenstow didn't fight the golden eagle, she couldn't. In this world of Ange's where even the red truth couldn't hurt anyone, what sort of attack could affect her? She frantically ran this way and that, throwing one wedge of red truth after another at the Ushamiya family. Ushamiya Kenzo is dead, Ushamiya Cross is dead, Ushamiya Natsuki is dead. She repeated this over and over, but no one fell down. And she wouldn't accept it, so they couldn't pierce anyone. This is a sort of endless nine, even possible, even the red truth doesn't work. Just what is this gold truth? What kind of gold truth could defeat red truth? A believing heart. This is our consensus. Your red truth can't pierce any part of the truth that we all acknowledge and share. So long, Birkenstow. This time it's really checkmate. I don't want to accept something like this. Whoa! The massive golden eagle finally swallowed Birkenstow whole. Then it slammed into the vast ceiling, and there was an incredible explosion accompanied by an earthquake. From the cracked ceiling, along with the many fallen chips, a single black cat plummeted and stunned against the floor. Erica ran up to it and repeatedly calling out to her master and hugging it. Then she realized that it was still breathing, and simultaneously expressions of relief and shock rose to her face. Don't worry, I won't let you lay a finger on my truth, but in the same way, I won't lay a finger on your truth. She looks like a wet mop. Call it a good scolding free of charge. Beato, don't get too cozy with my big brother. I still haven't accepted your relationship, got it? It was quite bold of you to revive me, fool, but it's too late. My charming subordinates and I shall torment you until the day you die, and I'll make you watch a battler flirt with me every day. What? Oh, that's pretty convenient. Looks like this resurrection magic has its off switch. Oh, wait, yeah. The Beato kept reappearing and disappearing like a light bulb, turning on and off, and seemed to be enjoying herself. Well, Battler, Ange is being mean. Go easy on her, Ange. Sure, if you say so, Oni-chan. Ange, you're incredible. Ubu. Ange-sama, congratulations on becoming a Witch of Resurrection. This way we'll all be with you forever. Yeah, that's right, we're all here. The time magic toxin doesn't matter one bit. You'll be with me for all eternity. Nice, Ange, well said. Everyone searched for it, squishing Ange. They tried tossing her into the air, but jumped onto her butt, and everyone laughed. Ange looked a bit resentful when her brother lent her a hand. She got up and joined the circle of smiles. A quiet applause greeted them. Feathering their witness acknowledged their victory and was clapping for them. Splendidly done, Lady Ange Beatrice. In celebration of this miracle, I bestow upon you the title of Lady. The title of Lady. Okay, the title you viewed was quite entertaining. There is no need to be so hostile. I am congratulating you. Feathering smiled sincerely. I didn't get a quite good look at that last word, actually. Oh, serenely. Okay, then the cat overlords broke their position in their constellation lineup behind her. It was clear that this was not only a peaceful action, but a part of a solemn ceremony. You had defeated my Miko, and I thank you for sparing her life. As you could see, she was my cute pet cat who never ceased to save me from boredom. If she died, boredom would overcome me as well. The true strength of this being, who referred to Burkistal as a pet cat, had already been made clear during her fight with Lambda Delta. Even so, Ange spoke. I won't forgive you for killing Lambda Delta. My, that is a song like the voice of a witch of resurrection. Can you not revive her whenever you wish? Huh? I can revive her? It's okay. I'm sure that Lady Lambda Delta has been revived somewhere. Thanks to your power, there's no need to worry. Indeed, she has already been moved to the audience seating I prepared for her. Do not fear. I'll take good care of her. Really? That's wonderful. Ange finally relaxed and let the tension leave her whole body. Well now, Battler, you are now the sole game master of your final game. True, that cat of yours looks like she's out of the running. Perhaps you should carry on with the final ceremony of your game. My Miko is as forgetful as a cat, but she could sometimes be as persistent as one. I suggest getting over with quickly. Yeah, okay, I'll follow your advice there. I shall be your witness and record a detailed account of it all. The final ceremony, so even this game was about to end. Battler nodded silently. Then he stepped up from the crowd and motioned for Ange to follow him. As Ange passed by each member of the Ushimiya family, they cheered her on, giving her words of encouragement. Battler took out the golden key and handed it to Ange, and now it had the same glint and it possessed when he had first given it to her. The two doors appeared out of thin air on either side of them. They had stately design, making the importance of this choice clear. Am I supposed to pick one without any hints? Of course not. I'll give you a hint. By now it should be easy puzzle. A simple puzzle, 2 answers, and you'll choose your answer by opening one of the 2 doors. You know what? I'm just gonna kind of save here in case you really do have to pick 2 doors. Okay. I see. Okay, so this is a continuation of that Halloween party. I fell asleep during that party day and night. I'm glad to finally wrap that up properly. Beato, come forward. After all, you fell asleep before you got to my puzzle. I'm glad that I have a chance to get it. Sorry about this. I think it'll be pretty tough. Who are you? You'll be fine, Ange. Hee, I wonder about that. Prepare yourself. It's a tough one. Calm down, Ange. It's an easy puzzle. Don't you remember the first thing your brother told you about how to choose the best possible option? Battler, you're giving too many hints. This is the triumph of return of Lady Ange, the Witch of Future. All we have to do is watch over her. True, then I'll hand over to Beato, all counting on you. Indeed, then now let us begin. Okay. Ange gulped and then stared up at the witch's face. The witch held out her left hand, bringing it close to Ange's face. Then slowly spread her fingers. Look carefully at my palm. I'm not hiding anything, correct? Yeah, there's nothing there. Watch closely. I'll make a fist. And then stretch out my index finger. She stretched out her index finger and held it right in front of Ange's eyes. Watch the tips of my finger closely. Ready? It'll be fast. The witch rapidly lifted up her index finger into the air, pointing to the heavens. Just as Ange looked up to the finger she raised high, it swung down the slope, trying to dodge her gaze. In that manner, up, down, left, right, then left again. Ange felt as though she loses. She couldn't keep up. The fingertips swung her face away, and that looking serious. The witch's hand moved faster and faster, and she didn't lose track of it. Then, after the high pointing finger was swung down all of a sudden, the next finger crawled up again, and the hand was held in a simple fist. Ready? I'm going to open my hand. The witch slowly opened her right fist. And there was a cutely wrapped candy. You got it? Yeah. Was this a trick or magic? This is my puzzle for you. Go ahead, Ange. Give your answer. Is this a trick or magic? I know the answer is. Hold on. Okay, according to what I read about the read, the magic ending is the canon ending, apparently. If your answer is a magic, open this door. If it's a trick, open that door. I already decided upon my answer. This is my answer. I walked over to the door that represented the answer I had chosen. Then I put the golden key into the keyhole and turned to face everyone. Umineko never looks back. That's right, sorry. I gripped the key tightly and twisted. The key in the door flashed brilliantly and slowly faded away. Beyond the door was a strangely colored space. If I step into this, I'll reach the future I chose. Before taking that single step, I spoke without turning back. The Umineko never turns back, so I won't turn around, but I'll say this. Thank you, everyone. But this isn't goodbye. I'll always be with you all. Yeah, you won't turn back, but we'll always be standing behind you. That's not what I mean. Despite it all, I still believe. I am positive that everyone will come back. And that is good, and I look forward to the day when we will all meet again. And my adorable granddaughter, we may be away for some time here. Don't forget this. It's your prize for my quiz party. A good butterfly flew over my shoulder, landed on my palm, and turned to a Beatrice doll. This was lying next to me when I woke up on the sofa, wasn't it? This is my prize. Take it back to the future with you and treasure it. Thanks, everyone. I took a step forward to the future. I won't say goodbye, so see you later. We'll always be together. The wind brushed against my cheek. I slowly opened my eyes shut. Oh wait, what? The wind brushed against my cheeks. I slowly opened my shut eyes. Okay. I must have had my eyes closed for a very long time. It sparkles, even the sparkles below me seemed blindingly bright. It was a strange world to see of stars beneath me. The wind was cold. However, it was told that told me that I returned to reality. I was standing with one foot outstretched over that starry sea. How long have I been here? The time probably has been stopped for me ever since being burned lured me forward, and I was about to take that step off the edge. I slowly pulled my foot back in, and I leaned against the fence and sat down. The sky was far away, but so was the ground. This whole time I've been in this sad place, so far from both of those worlds. I can't go to the sky. In that case, I have to return to my world. The elevator is probably the way to go. I've done enough skydiving. Yeah, there really is no chance. No chance of me jumping down from here and surviving by some miracle. So much a miracle that I already guarantee with certainty that such a miracle won't occur after all. And I finally noticed them. It was the guards President Okanogi had signed to me. They were approaching the fence with a forced mouth and sweat dripping down their faces, trying not to startle me. That's right. I gave these guys a slip before jumping off, didn't I? Didn't you think I was going to jump? Well, that's, sorry if I jumped. I guess you really catch it if I'm Okanogi-san and son. It's dangerous there for now. Please come back to this side. Let me stay here a bit longer. It's okay. I won't get any sudden ideas. Do any of you have a cell phone? Yes. I want to talk to Okanogi-san about something. Would you mind calling him? The guards looked at each other, then rushed to take out their cell phones. They worried that I might get annoyed and jump off, leaving them to take the blame. That the president has picked me up here. Thanks. Hello, Okanogi-san? Yeah. Sorry for calling all of a sudden. No, it's excellent news. A bit of an early Christmas present. I'm giving all the Ushimiya group to you. That's right. In exchange of a few things I want. As she gazed down at the sea of stars spread out on the ground below her and spoke. She spoke of how she would live from now on. Ushimiya and a strange and mysterious adventure ends here, but my life will continue. After all, there's already something for me to do. I am Aunt Beatrice, witch of marriage sorcier. Ushumi Ange just fell from here and died, and I am the witch Ange. I'll live as a witch. Oh, hello, black screen. Oh, okay, here we go. And so your game ends as Ange opened the door and vanished from the site. The residents of the Golden Land disappeared as well. Afterwards, only Battler could still be seen. He hadn't done everything he could for Ange. Closed the door. Wasn't there some rule to be followed when closing this door? Yes, that's right. The rule said that you needed two people to close it. Hey, Aunt Eva. I told you to stop talking to me like I'm an old lady, and two of them stood to the left and right of the door that Ange had vanished through. Ange, find happiness in your future. After all, I will always be with you. And then two of them held their hands out in front of them. As I did, the door popped into existence and closed, and the door itself faded away. And now we have completed our role. Yeah, this marks the end of the piece's purpose. We have worked hard for both of you. Both with this, I shall clean up your game board and put it away. Slowly the world melted, and I glanced and looked as though the city of books was starting to fall apart. And that wasn't it. The battle in Eva's world was being cut off from the city of books. The world broke apart bit by bit, and the ceiling would probably fall in soon. This is goodbye, Battler Kun. Yeah, see you later, and someday I'll leave Ange in your hands, Aunt Eva. At least, at the end, try to call me Eva, only son, would you? See you later, Erica, somewhere, someday. Both Ange and I were witches of truth, so just what was the difference between us? Yeah, what could it be? I was a witch who endured and withstood the truth, but I turned my back on the truth. On that truth. However, even after she learned the truth, she continued to believe in her own truth. I believe if she was a witch of truth, then what kind of witch was I? That's right. You aren't a witch. After all, you're the detective. Good. I'd forgotten. Well, we'll meet again someday wherever there's a crime. The detective should be there, right? Yes. So when another crime occurs in the Ushimi family, I promise to appear. So long, great detective. So long, my rival. I look forward to the day when the two of us get cross blades again. Those were the final words the two ever spoke to each other. A terrible roar and cloud of dust blew up by covering everything. And then everything vanished. Nothing remained. Battler and Eve are both gone. The city of books was wrapped in silence. It's all over. Yes, great Lady Aurora. Take care of my pet cat, and now I shall go too. There are some things that must be cleaned up in this world as well. Which Hachijo made her announcement. When Hachijo made her announcement, everyone was silent. They named her. Before too long, the crowd exploded with a shower of questions about what she meant by this. That's too cruel. You can't do that after jugging us along this far. Madam Hachijo, we have come far and wide to see it. Yes, how can you do this now? I will say it again. I changed my mind. Ushimi Eva's diary will not be made public. If fraud is all a fraud, was it really Ushimi or Eva's diary? Are you sure it wasn't a fabrication you created? You think you can get away with something like this? Show us the book. Children of men can be so hideous. Neither you nor I have the right to read what lies in here. However, now that I think of it, this has been quite an entertaining show. Children of men who disturb the sleep of the dead and spare rumors for their own entertainment can be quite amusing at times like this. Let us go, Burn. I have my share of entertainment for the night. A black cat jumped on Hachijo's shoulder, and she disappeared off the side of the stage, the book of the single truth in her arms. Only the angry yells of the massive crowd remained. And so the people began to lose interest in the Ushima Eva's diary, doubting whether it had even truly existed, though the weekly magazines were in an uproar over the scam Hachito Toya had pulled. Some began to openly wonder if the Rokujima mystery itself was an industry desecration of the dead. I don't think a little thing like this will allow Rokujima to rest in peace. However, I did create an atmosphere where people will slightly more hesitant to openly show interest in the Rokujima mystery. An unopened cat box is eternal. Rokujima will probably never find peace. However, even so, compared to how it was before, life will surely be easier, because as the years pass, the dust will slowly pile up on it where it lies in the depths of oblivion. At the bottom of the sea, known as the depths of oblivion, the cat boxes of which will probably slowly buried as the years pass. Feathering through a single rose, golden rose into that sea, an offering to let the cat box rest in peace. With the tale of that golden rose, let us mark the end of this long story. In the darkness, there was a massive roar and an earthquake. When I passed, dawn began to rise over the endless night. The third day, October 6th, 1986. Oh, okay. We actually going to learn something here? What? Where am I? We're in the wreckage of an old submarine base, don't you remember? It's where it all started. The place where we first met 2 generations ago. Haha, sounds pretty romantic if you put it that way. Battler and Beto could be seen in the ruins of Rokujima's underground submarine base. The cave mouths opened to the sea and gentle sound of the waves drifted in along with the cries of the seagulls. It seemed that the typhoon, which had closed off the island for 2 days, had finally gotten bored and gone away. Beto went down to the shore and lifted up a large sheet. Beneath it was a motorboat. Of course, it was in the time of the war. It was modern. Pile this up on the boat. Careful, it's heavy. Whoa, this is a gold ingot. I thought they were all got buried. I thought something like this might happen, so I stuck one out beforehand. The single heavy gold ingot was dropped into the boat. I'm not sure how much it's worth by itself, but it must be quite a lot. Have you ever driven a motorboat before? You're joking, right? It's easy. I'll teach you. She wasn't used to this, but after several mistakes, Beto finally got the engine started. If you go out that way and hop from island to island, you'll see Najima before too long. Then you could just land on the sandy beach. Aren't you coming? I cannot. I am the master of the Golden Land. I cannot leave this place. What's to be gained from staying? What's to be gained from going? Let's live. I cannot. I have already committed countless sins in countless worlds. The numbers of lives I have taken and the number of sins I have committed is far too great. But you haven't committed any sins in our world. No, that's not true. Go while I'm still in a good mood. Otherwise, I might seal this island in the storm again. Battler suddenly spun around. When Beto turned around to see what was going on, her body was suddenly lifted into the air. Then I'll take you back as a souvenir from the Golden Land. Let go. This isn't safe. Come on, don't freak out. Listen carefully, Beatrice. But what? I'm going to kidnap you. Beth Battler quietly gazed at her with a serious eyes. Beto was lost for words. If you sin, then I sin as well for making you do it. So let's carry your cross together. Battler. As long as I live, I'll carry your cross. Let's leave the Golden Land, you and me together. Beto was now too shocked to say anything at all. Then tears poured from her eyes and she covered her face. Battler gently set her down on the boat. He undid the mooring ropes, and now there was no longer anything tying his boat to that island. Let's go. Controlling the boat as Beto taught him, Battler slowly gutted it out. When they passed out of the dimly lit cavern, they were immediately struck by the bright rays of the sun and surrounded by a crowd of white seagulls. As the seagulls flew this way and that, the feathers they dropped in the water seemed to celebrate the boat's departure. The brilliant sunlight told them they were now free of the island's curse. The sky, now freed from the seal of the typhoon, seemed too bright to be real. The feeling hot, Battler took off his jacket. It was swept away by the wind and danced through the sky. However, instead of panicking, Battler just smiled as he watched it go. Beto also watched it go. No, she watched the island go. Rokujima and the Golden Land as she spent 1,000 years in. Will I be able to live? You will. You won't have a magical butler, but there's all sorts of useful stuff out there. There's no end to things you couldn't find on Rokujima. I'll show you what the world's like. Will I be able to live? Beto repeated the same words again. Battler knew what she meant. However, no matter what answer he gave, he wouldn't be able to resolve her problem now. However, there was a way to resolve it, time and heart, little by little, bit by bit, like a chain being cut by falling drops of water. You would severe the curse of the island gradually over a long period of time. It might take a long, long time, however, someday she will be free. That's what I believe. Am I a sinful witch you told you with hundreds of deaths on the island? Your world is too brilliant for me. No, you will live, I answered immediately and forcefully. If you think you need to atone for hundreds of sins, then keep on living and living, so living as hard as you can with everything you've got. That's the only way you can atone. Is that truly the only way to atone for my sins? That's right, and you'll definitely be able to do it someday, trust me. Battler. Come on, don't look at me with those teary eyes, it's embarrassing. Forgive me, then at the very least. Would you close your eyes? Why should I? Hey, your face is pretty close. Foolish, I mean, you have to be cursed for taking the witch away from the Golden Land. That's why you must close your eyes. It's embarrassing for me, too. As soon as Butler shut his eyes, soft lips covered his, and they slowly drew back. He tried to open his eyes, but they just got slapped. Don't look, I told you not to look at my face. Come on, what's there to lose? You have no delicacy. Don't open them, not yet. Why? Because I want to kiss you again. The next kiss was on his earlobe. Hey, quit it. Now this is getting really embarrassing. He knew he'd get hit again if he opened his eyes, so he resisted, with his eyes still shut. And after sighing and tickling his ear, Victor spoke in her usual cheerful, bullying voice. Sorry, Bella, I'm a terrible, atrocious witch. Yeah, I know, you're an evil, cruel witch. So I can atone for my sins. After all, I'm the sort of witch you can cackle over hundreds of deaths. You really something, you know that, but you wouldn't be you otherwise. He accidentally opened his eyes. When he did, the witch was nowhere to be seen. The golden witch had vanished like a dream or an illusion, and so had the single ingot they carried with them. Oh, come on, taking the gold too? Butler jumped straight into the ocean, and so he made it in time. He made it in time to see the witch again. The witch looked at Butler, a faint smile on her face. He couldn't hear any words, yet he heard clearly. Didn't I tell you, Butler? I am an atrocious witch, so I cannot atone for my sins, so I cannot live. Butler desperately spoke back, however, his only words only flowed out of his mouth as bubbles. And as she sank into the inky blackness, Butler chased her with all his strength, and then his hand reached her. God, I hate this font. Butler, you fool, even though you got off the island alive, will you throw that away? I won't let go of you. It pleases me to hear you say that. However, I am an illusion and you are a human. We have different worlds to go back to. I will return to illusions. You should return to your world. All around them, it was getting darker and darker. The pressure increases, and their heads and ears began to throb. Butler's finger began to slip, and then at last, their fingers separated. At once, Butler rose towards the world of light, the witch towards the world of darkness, torn away by a powerful force. The witch and Butler's bodies rose towards the shining surface and relaxed. So long, Butler, and thank you. When she saw Butler's body became a speech and disappeared towards the world of light, the witch closed her eyes. She allowed herself to fall into the dark. Then she fell to them, but that was impossible. I thought Butler had already disappeared into the distance, and then Butler was chased the witch here. You think I'll let you go away? You're my golden witch. Damn, this is going too fast. Slow down. Butler, you fool, you fool. You intend to fall into the abyss, and I'll fall with you. It's a word of nothing. If it's a world of nothingness, we'll disappear together. But until the very last moment, you will be mine. The two hugged each other tightly. Fate didn't try to tear them apart again. And the two became one and sank into the abyss together. And then a pitch black world where nothing could be seen and something sparkled. A warm golden sparkle. It was a golden rose. It floated down into the world covered with innocent white sand. Half buried in that sand was a small box. It was Beach's cat box, which rested in peace. Here at the ocean's floor, the golden rose drifted down to the rest of the top of it. It was a story of deep, deep ocean depths. A small, almost trivial tale of the dark and inky blackness where rests a faintly glowing rose of gold. God, that went way too fast. Couldn't keep up with it. Nice picture of a golden rose. God, this whole thing is confusing as hell. I'm sure some people who definitely, read this understood everything, but no, not me. Not me. I'm reading it at this point. I just don't know what the hell's going on anymore. Wow, well. A black luxury car was parked at the entrance of the skyscraper. Men wearing suits were packing a heavy-looking attached case to his trunk. Let me handle all the rest. We'll take care of the complicated details. I'm counting on you, and Eva trusts you more than anyone, so I'm sure she's glad this is on hands now. Outside of the building came Ange and President Okanogi. Ange's expression was peaceful. It was hard to imagine that this was the same person that always looked so dark in Okanogi's eyes. In her later years, the company president was very ill. I imagine that she had some fairly harsh things to you. I said fairly harsh things to you. But I don't believe she truly meant them. I know, even I said things I shouldn't have on my bad days. You changed. You think so? I thought you'd never forgive the president as long as you live. You're the one who taught me Okanogi-san. I did? Did I say something? Without love, the truth cannot be seen. Did I really say something that pretentious? It's been a long journey. It really has been a long journey. I'll just understand what you told me that day. Of course, Okanogi understood. He understood that in her heart that had been a long and profound journey. Contact me when you decide on a new home and account. I won't let you want for anything. Any problems with the Sumerdara family? Leave that to me. We have your power of attorney as our rallying point. Thanks to that, the Ushimiya group is a united front. Because of what you did, and Shen, the business built by the former president, has been protected. I truly believe she'd be joyful at your decision. I'm just pushing all the hard stuff on you. When the great President Ushimiya Eva passed away, the Ushimiya group was shaken. There was no clear successor, so the group had been in a dangerous splitting. After that, everyone had been waiting to hear what Ange would say, since she had inherited a large portion of the group's stock. However, Ange has shown no interest in any of this, and had gone through talking about things like selling all their assets and donating anything to some charity, which has shaken the group even further. There had even been a chance that an outsider such as the Sumerdara family would interfere and destroy the Ushimiya group. As disturbing as it may seem, she had somehow wished for the source of all this trouble, Ange, to disappear. However, Ange had undergone a change of heart, deciding to do what was best with the Ushimiya group that Eva had built up, and the worst case scenario had been avoided. Okanogi had been named as Ange's legal guardian by simply giving him her trust. Ange had now had him in the most reliable ally possible. Okanogi himself had certain plans that he could carry out based on the knowledge that Ange trusted him. Okanogi had carried great responsibility in the Ushimiya group thanks to his position as Eva's closest confidant. It was the most natural choice to be Eva's successor for the top spot, and thanks to, in part, to his ability that everything had now been wrapped up smoothly. This way, the Ushimiya group was secure. The Ushimiya group had been the only thing still tied to the Ushimiya name other than Ange herself, so she might have thought of it as her final link to her family. You know, you're free to come back here anytime you want. We have a chair set aside for you. Thanks. Just knowing I have a place to go back to means I can set off my journey in peace. What are you going to do from now on? I'm going to become an author. An author to write novels? It doesn't matter what. It could be novels or picture books. If I have any skill at drawing, maybe I'll do a manga. What I do doesn't matter, as long as I can share my heart with someone. Sounds like you set a noble task for yourself. I'll be praying for your successor. Thanks. If I manage to publish a book, I'll send you a copy. I look forward to it. The car's trunk was closed with the clunk. Apparently all her luggage had been loaded. Oh yes, allow me to introduce you to my driver. He's a protege of mine. He's trustworthy and you can rely on him for anything. Oh, and he worked as a guard for the old president for many years, so you might recognize him. So as long as it is Amakusa. Achoo! Achoo, the man walking out of the driver's seat sneezed. No, that hurts, lady. Amakusa, what the hell have you done to her? Well, he is always the most flippant of any of his guards. Oh, so for pretty much anyone else. But he was also the one closest to you, wasn't he? Well, at least listen to him. Well, at least listening to him talk can be pretty entertaining. The boss assigned me to be his contact with you. If you ever get into any sort of trouble, just let me know. And what if I ask you to go buy me toilet paper? Then I'll pick some up tampons too while I'm out. See, the guy's a creep. Okanogi guffawed and got back into the seat. Stay well, and Shen. I guess this is the last time anyone will call me by that name. Let me know when you decided on a new one. Okanogi patted the roof on the car. At that signal, Amakusa honked the horn and removed the handbrake. So you decided on a new name? I guess I'll be calling you Lady. That's fine for now. Okay, where are we going? North, south? Any recommendations? Why don't we try leaving the main island? I suggest Hokkaido. Huge meadows, giant clouds, and novelists writing stories in log cabin. Sounds awesome. Great, let's head south. I was planning to do the opposite of whatever you said anyway. Yeah, that's pretty harsh. I'd like to go someplace hot, a town with a view of the sea. Ange closed her eyes. Things have been pretty crazy lately, and she was tired. I understood. By the time you open your eyes, we'll be in an unfamiliar land, but it'll be a warm town with a view of the sea. Can't wait to see what you choose. The car got into the freeway. It was surrounded by the greater river. The cars heading east and west. By now, no one could tell which of the points was the car she rode in. Starting today, Ushimi Ange would change her name and live in a new climate. Changing her name didn't mean shake even on being Ange. This was Ange's, no, Ange Beatrice's mission. I am Ange Beatrice, the Golden Witch and Endless Witch of Resurrection. A witch of Mirage Rossier, the final witch who is still alive in the future called nothing. Oh my, sorry guys. In The Witch of 1998. Whew. Damn. Man, I was rushing this video, man. I've been talking real fast. Achievement unlocked, Death of a Witch. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video here in a second and make sure that is ending A. Actually, no, that achievement said ending B, so, yeah, in the next video, guys, I'm gonna choose the other, maybe that wasn't the canon ending, like the guy in the Reddit said, I don't know, anyways, yeah, I gotta work in the morning, and it's already 11 o'clock at night, so I have to upload this and go to bed, but, yeah, definitely next upload, I'll load my last save, and, I'll try the other, the trick, instead of picking magic on that door thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.